What's up, guys? John here. So there could be upwards of 60 million people, 60 million people in America alone without shelter in just the next few months. And these numbers are conservative, and that's the sad reality. I'm going to explain why in this video and how bad things actually are, because mainstream media is not telling all this. They're just giving us this safe and conservative view on how bad the economy is, and just to keep people not panicked. But this is the truth, and this is what's ultimately happening. And this is my prediction and my projection of where I see all these people going. To put this in a context, 60 million. Florida is 20 million. California, 40 million. It's the size of Florida and California combined. All those people will be without shelter, and most of those people will also need food and to be provided for. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, and things are going to get a lot worse from there. So I'm going to explain where I see this going. Please hit that like button and drop your comments below. Tell me if you agree with me, and hit the subscribe button as well. I post consistently about real estate, business, and passive income. All right, guys, let's begin. So here's how I came up with 60 million. So we began the closure March 13th. That was the official date. So the next rental payment or mortgage payment was April. So we have April 1st, May 1st, June 1st, July 1st. By July 31st, it was estimated about 40 million people. So there's 4 payments and 40 million people. So about 10 million per month. Now, let's say that they were on the lower income level. So let's say that going forward, it's only going to be reduced by half. So we have September at 5 million, October, 10 million total, November, 15 million total, December, 20 million total. 40 million plus 20 million is 60 million. That's how I came about to 60 million people. And again, that is a very conservative number, and that only gets us to the eviction moratorium, which expires December 31st. The number will greatly grow after that period. That is for 100% certainty. So if we take a look at the real data, the real numbers, this is where it starts to get really scary. So America has 560 plus thousand people that are homeless, and that number is growing every single year. Skid Row, a pocket in LA, the homelessness jumped 11% last year. We have yet to find a solution for the homeless there. So 500,000 people can't find shelter. How are we going to help and provide for the numbers that we're talking about? We're not. I was hoping that maybe we could build some type of affordable housing or shelter everyone through some type of government subsidy, but the reality is that would cost tens of trillions of dollars. And in addition to that, it would take so much time to actually complete that it's not a realistic option. Option 2, which could be something that could work, which is people actually moving from their expensive location to somewhere more affordable. Maybe if you live in California or New York or any expensive market, you want to move to Oklahoma or certain pockets of Kansas or Nebraska where things are very affordable. That could work, but remember, you need first month, last month, and deposit in most situations, which could be $3,000 total just for the move into the apartment, plus the moving expenses and the U-Haul and everything else you need. You might need 5, 6, 7 grand to do that. In addition to all that, you will likely need an employer there, unless you're working online, but that's not going to be most people. If you are working online, then you could really move anywhere, and you're probably not going to be in that bad situation. But for most people, they're going to need to find a job in this remote area, which is going to be a big, big challenge. So that's why I see what they've done with homeless has been very little, and that concerns me. The idea of actual timing on building something of that magnitude, also in accumulating the land to build something of that magnitude, is nearly impossible. And everyone moving is also something that's going to be very unlikely to actually help reduce those numbers in grand scale. So that leads me to the only solution that I see, and this has been what America has done in the past during big types of catastrophes and issues. But this, again, is not the ideal situation. And again, if you think that there's a better alternative, drop it below. But this is the only option that I see happening, and I see it happening very soon. So when was the last time the government had to deal with a catastrophe of this size, this magnitude? Well, Katrina is an example. This happened about 10 years ago. 15 million people were impacted. So that's about 25% of what could be the reality for us in about 3 to 4 months. So what happened, and how was it successful? Well, the answer was no. It was a complete disaster. But it was unexpected, and they did not have time to prepare like they did this. This they've had time to prepare. So 15 million people they called FEMA. FEMA came in and offered housing, and they tried to do their best, although it was a complete and utter failure. And if you do your homework on this, you can see how poorly this really kind of planned out and turned out for everybody involved with Katrina. But it's only 15 million people. That's nothing compared to what we're going to deal with soon. So who is FEMA? What is the ultimate purpose of FEMA, and have they ever provided housing? Well, the answer is here. FEMA aids individuals and families who have disaster-caused damages to their homes as a result of a presidency-declared disaster. Also, we do not offer housing assistance for secondary homes, only for your primary residence. As of right now, FEMA has partnered up with the state of California, and they built out a program called Project Roomkey. Project Roomkey is there to provide housing for 15,000 homeless people during this uncertain time right now, and give everyone their own place. And they're doing it through hotels and motels to hopefully void some of the pain that some of these hotels and motels are also feeling due to the lack of tourism right now. However, they signed a 90-day period to offer the 75% rebate. That started in April. So that is now expired, and now they're doing a month to month. And what seems like this is not obviously going to last forever. Ultimately, once they get the cancellation of a future renewal, then they're going to have to deal with a homeless situation on top of all of the other people that are also homeless. These people were already homeless. This does not take into consideration the upwards of 60 million people that were homeless. So they're going to ultimately try to find a solution for all of these people, that's what it seems like to me going forward. I'm going to show you a couple images of where I see pretty much these people going, and this is the reality. But before I do, let's just imagine for a second that the government did nothing. They did not step in. They did not provide shelter. They did not try to find a solution for the upwards of 40 million, 50 million, 60 million plus people that will be without shelter in the next few months. And they just let them go on the street and let them see if they could find their own housing accommodation or provide their own food. And mind you, many millions are going to be out of a job entirely, so they'll have no source of income. So could you imagine what the streets would be like? Look what they're like kind of now. Right now, if you turn on the news and media, it is one problem after the next. And that's with everyone receiving stimulus and unemployment and everyone having a place to live. And everything seems pretty fine. If you look at the stock market and you look at a lot of things, nothing seems that bad. But you put 60 million people out on the street without anything, things are going to get really bad, really scary, and it's going to turn to almost like a jungle out there. And it's going to get horrific beyond measure. So that is ultimately puts the government in a tight position to have to do something to provide shelter and assistance immediately. But where could they possibly put all these people on a whim, on a brief 5, 6 month, 7 month period? Or, at this point, by the time that actually happens, it'll be about 10 months. On about a 10-month period from start to finish, where could they put upwards of 60 million people? Well, I'm going to show you right now. FEMA has roughly 800 locations. The information kind of varies online, but roughly 800 locations throughout America that are stocked and ready to go, that could be there in the event of a martial law and needing shelter for many, many people. And these locations are scattered all throughout America, and I think this could be the main alternative to what is to come, because I just can't think of another solution. And that being said, the other measure also could be safety with containing everything that's happening right now. And this could be something that they're going to have to take into consideration. There may be some type of requirements to enter and stay there for the time being. And all this is right around the corner. So this wouldn't be something there where 60 million people would go at one time. The eviction moratorium ends December 31st. So at that time, there's probably going to be a ton of people already scheduled to leave January 1st. But every single day, there'll be tens of thousands of people that will be in need of shelter and assistance on top of the upwards of 60 million people. So it's going to continue to grow, and that number will be much greater than 60 million over 2021. The projection is that this closure will happen all the way throughout 2021. That's been from some of the major health professionals and people that we listen to on television. Major media outlets are saying this could go on till the end of 2021. So we factor this in, the number is going to be much greater than 60 million, and I cannot think of another alternative to where they could house all of these people that are going to be greatly in need of shelter and food. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Comment your thoughts below. Where do you think that they could house this many people in the not so distant future? It's right around the corner. And this is ultimately going to greatly impact the housing market, the multifamily market, and the overall economy. And not just this, but many, many other aspects of the economy are going to be greatly impacted throughout what's happening today. So what a time to be alive, an amazing time to be alive, and a ton of great opportunity for investing, especially investing in real estate coming soon. I think we're going to have a massive crash, and it's right around the corner. That being said, I think now's the time to hoard cash. I mean, stack as much cash as you possibly can. Improve your credit. Get your credit to 720 plus so you can qualify for a mortgage, and do whatever you possibly can, because I think we're going to have a narrow window where you can run out there and buy some incredible deals at bargain basement prices. Now is not the time to buy real estate. We're at an all-time high, and everything that's happening in the economy does not make any sense. It's all just printed money, and it's an illusion. So don't run out there and buy real estate just yet, unless you got an absolute incredible deal. I mean, incredible, but big pain to come. So all that said, please hit that like button. If you hit the like button, this will be pushed out to more people. I think the more people that are aware of what's happening right now, what's going on, the better. And please drop your comments below and subscribe. I post consistently about real estate, business, passive income, and money to help prepare everybody for what is to come in 2020 and 2021 and beyond. All right, guys, until next time.